A husband who made a determined effort to murder his wife was stabbed in the head by his teenage daughter, as she desperately tried to bring the horrific attack to an end. Nezam Ghalate hatched a plot to kill Shala Derakhshan after she had gone to sleep in the family home. They had argued about Ghalate smoking cannabis in front of youngsters. The court heard how, fearing the marriage was at an end, Ghalate threatened to kill himself. He had made such threats previously, and this time Shala told him, "Well, go on and kill yourself." He took that remark badly and smoked more cannabis and drank alcohol and hatched a plot to kill her. In the early hours of the morning, he armed himself with a knife from the kitchen and took some bedding to their room, where Shala was sleeping. Sentencing him for attempted murder at Newcastle Crown Court, Judge Paul Sloan Casey said, "She woke to find you on top of her, trying to suffocate her with a pillow, pressing down on her with your knees. You then stabbed her in the head and neck with the knife." Shala's screaming woke their 18-year-old daughter, who was in the house, and they entered the room and witnessed the brutal attack. Despite pleading for him to stop, he replied, "No, she doesn't love me, I like to kill her, she makes me crazy." The court heard how the 18-year-old struck him with various objects to try to stop the attack and eventually had to resort to stabbing him in the head, causing serious injuries, in a desperate effort to save her mum. Peter Glenser KC, prosecuting, said, "She fought to free her mother by striking him and used a knife to stab her father to the head until he stopped. She had to inflict quite substantial injuries to her father to save her mother." Ghalate continued the attack, trying to smother his wife and banging her head off the floor as the teenager begged, "Mummy, please stay alive." Shala, 49, suffered multiple stab wounds to her face and neck, consistent with at least 14 uses of the knife, and she needed a blood transfusion. She also had a fractured arm. A traumatic 999 call in which screaming could be heard in the background was played to Newcastle Crown Court. When the emergency services turned up, both Ghalate and Shala were lying on the floor surrounded by significant quantities of blood. Judge Sloan told Ghalate, "Your wife's life was endangered. It's only a matter of good fortune she survived. She will have extensive scarring and significant disfigurement for the rest of her life. It's clear what you did has had a profound effect on her physical and mental well-being. It was a particularly brutal and sustained attack involving multiple stab wounds." Ghalate, 53, of Ellison Villas, Gateshead, pleaded guilty attempted murder and was jailed for 20 years, of which he must serve 2/3 in custody. In a victim impact statement, Shala said, "I'm embarrassed about my scars and I'm afraid people will ask about them, so I hide them with my hair and clothes. I've had to change my home address as I couldn't bear to live where it happened. I cry all the time. I'm not sure if I hate him, but I hate what he has done and never want to see him again. I still don't fully know why he did what he did and ruined all of our lives. He has taken my life. I feel broken inside and out." The court heard Ghalate has a history of mental health issues. After the case, Detective Sergeant Simon Wardle said, "What has happened to Shala has been an incredible ordeal that no one could ever imagine going through, but she has shown such courage and dignity throughout these proceedings. While this will stay with her, mentally and physically, for a long time, I hope today offers some closure which can serve as that first step towards a new life, free from Ghalate and the control and power he exerted over their marriage, and over her." Laura Lax, senior Crown prosecutor at CPS Northeast, said, "The violent attack carried out by Ghalate against his wife, Shala, must have been terrifying for her, and the outcome could easily have been fatal. Shala has bravely spoken of the significant physical and mental impact that his vicious attack continues to have on her, and we sincerely hope that Ghalate's sentence today provides some measure of closure for her on these horrific events."